Block 12, practice 3. Again, keeping this theme of loading it up, getting as heavy as possible, and choosing exercises and positions to allow us to use the heaviest kettlebell and or dumbbell possible. So we're going to open up A1 with a kettlebell deadlift, and we've done this exercise a lot, and it's a really foundational lift that we want to utilize with strength. So 2 kettlebells, so we increase that weight, deadlift going down to the ground, making it as hingy as possible, meaning shins are vertical, hips are going back, keeping a centrated or packed neck position all the way down, five reps with a 5-0 exo tempo. So we should be able to get all the way up into the heavier kettlebells, the 28, the 32s, even higher. We're gonna pair that up with a feet elevated push-up. So again, increasing that threshold by putting more weight in our hands. So the lower my feet are, relatively speaking, in the hands, the easier it is. The higher my feet are, relatively speaking, in my hands, the harder it is. So now we're gonna increase the intensity or the threshold by elevating our feet onto our DC blocks. And we're gonna go through a progression of 5, 6, 7, and 8, all with a 5-0 exo tempo, all to increase that push-up position. And then we're gonna move on to our B series. In terms of B1, we're gonna do a single leg box squat. So hopefully tracking that knee, lowering it down. We're gonna choose our DC block to a height of 6 so we can work eccentric and hopefully add on to that the concentric. So really challenging exercise, lowering our body weight all the way down to a low position of 6 blocks with those DC blocks. Pairing that up with a head supported, knee supported dumbbell one arm row. So we talked about on practice 1, that split stance, giving us more stability. We're even gonna increase that more so by taking the bench, supporting our head and knee, and then grabbing a heavy dumbbell and or kettlebell to load that up as much as possible. So one arm, keeping that leverage of what we have in terms of the head position, the knee position, trying to pull that into that horizontal row position as heavy as possible. And then we're gonna pair that up with one more exercise in that B series, a ipsilateral split stance hold. So on practice 1, we did a contralateral. So if my left leg was forward, I grab with the right hand. Now we're gonna flip it. We're gonna go ipsilateral. So if my left leg is forward, we're gonna grab that kettlebell or dumbbell with our left hand to load up that position and get a little bit different stress in that position.